Hello and welcome everybody. And so good to see many of you here. I think we have over 150 people registered, so I'm looking forward to see everybody here. Hello and welcome everybody to the second session of the trilogy, the 4 internal forces in Tai Chi. And this is the second one, and I think we have more people than last time. ML Tai Chi, and so as the forces, it can be simple and can be complex, and of course, everybody look at it in a different light, in different ways of explaining. So if you heard me and thought, not sure. That's okay. Whether you agree with me or not, maybe you listen to it again and just tried it and, looking at life in different perspective enrich our life. And certainly I have looked at it in as much as I can and work with different people. And everything I say is something I actually try, feel it, did it. And so I like things to be simple and real natural. And that's what I'm trying to do. Hello and welcome to the second session of the trilogy, the internal forces, the 4 internal forces. The last session, I talked about what are the 4 internal forces, Peng, Lui, Ji, Ong, and about Tai Chi being an internal art. We start from an intention, from the mind that drives the internal energy, that's the Qi. And then from there, the Qi will drive the Jing, which is the internal force. And then the internal force can come in 4 major ways. And we talk about the Peng, and we also talk about, because it's internal, Tai Chi is internal, we work from inside, and we need to focus on the key principles in order to grow the internal Qi, and then the stronger Qi will drive the Jing and make the forces more strong, more powerful, and maybe even more importantly, more enjoyable and much more beneficial to your health. So understand the force and try to develop it, especially through the method I talk about, visualization, thinking of where the force is, and using the principle I discussed to enhance it, and you will find it give you more meaning, more insight to Tai Chi, and therefore more enjoyment and more benefit. So today I'm going to continue the 2 other forces, the Lui and the Jing. But before I do that, let me just talk a little bit more about the Peng force. The Peng force is a blocking force. However, it doesn't have to be. It can be an upward delivering of force or forward delivering of the force. And therefore it can be used the force to repel people or to push people. So it is Peng, but it can be a slightly different form and shape in different time and place. And the other thing is to be mindful that Tai Chi, it's a continuation. It flows like water, and the forces is not rigid either. It flows from the Peng, goes to Lui, and goes to Jing, and to Ong. So when you do the Peng force, not just blocking. When you're blocking, at the same time, you also feeling what the incoming force is like that allow you, that get you ready to move on, flow on to the next force, Loi. And the other thing that's important is, remember, internal means subtle energy from inside. And if you try so hard to be stronger, trying to push people away, your joint gets stiff, your chi does not flow as well, and in the long run, it would not benefit you as much as if you follow the Tai Chi principles. But we'll talk more about that. So I'm going to show you from, like before, show you an example using the Yang style stroking bird's tail, and then I'll give you more examples. And then after a warm-up exercise, you can join me if you wish. You can just sit here and watch too. And you can also sit down and visualize. Last time we used the stroking bird's tail to show the wall or the Peng. And then while you are blocking, imagine your imaginary opponents, one hand on your wrist, one hand on your elbow, and gently push you, and you feel the incoming force. So it's not just blocking, it's not just holding off, it's also feeling the incoming force. And then you turn and absorb, redirect you. And that is Loi. Loi is a very interesting word. You know, in technical fields, like medical fields, when we talk about a cold, the normal people talk about a cold. It's not quite the same as doctors talk about a cold. We have much more specific words like coryza or the common cold. So in Tai Chi too, Peng, a blocking or a forward force, is sort of little different from Chinese word of the Peng, but Loi is much more interesting because it's essentially created just for Tai Chi. I'm not aware any scholar ever mentioned where Loi, that word, come from in Tai Chi. So that makes it easier. In Tai Chi, Loi means reaching out, absorbing, redirecting, incoming force. So join me to feel this and how to do your Loi well. We're going to start with the warm-up exercise with me, the 3 simple warm-up exercise, but just walk around and give yourself a shake. Remember everything within your comfort zone, and you are totally okay to sit down or in wherever you're comfortable and visualize what I'm doing without actually doing everything I do. But of course, if you follow me, stay in comfort zone. Okay. And let's do the 3 warm-up exercise, starting from body upright, think tall but not tense. Allow your joints to gently loosen and lengthen. Breathing in, bring your hands up slowly, smoothly, gently push your chin back, and turn, push as though there's a gentle resistance, and slowly, slowly bend your neck. And we're going to do that 3 times. So we're going to gently stretch our neck, working our way down. to prepare our body and the muscles for the gentle exercise of feeling the next two internal force. Pushing gently and slowly, slowly, bring your neck down. Next, we're going to gently stretch the spine. Imagine you carrying this large beach ball in front of you. Put the ball away from your body and then bring the bottom hand up and feel you stretch your spine as you gently stretch your hands. And the next session, I'm going to talk about on. In this case though, the difference here, remember we're doing the combined 42 forms, so Loi, Ji, and in a kind of ingenious way, it go another Loi, redirecting force, and almost like a Sun style single whip. A little different from Yang style single whip. That joint, I think it's just ingenious, and it's like harmonious to join different style of Tai Chi in such brilliant way. I just admire the creator of the combined 42 forms. I'm so fortunate to study with Professor Meng Fui Huang, who created, and Professor Li created the 42 forms, which is the international competition form. It's beautiful, and the ingenious way they combine the 4 different styles into one. So here you can see the Loi and the Ji. All got to do weight transfer, body upright, internal energy, and then this is another redirecting force. So it's another form of Loi with the weight shift, absorbing incoming force. Once understand, and then we go back to form the single whip, back to the Yang style. So that shows you that different styles can come together, join together, as long as the force flows. And in some way, it enhances, because combining the advantage of different forms and shapes make things even richer. It's like a fusion. I love fusion food. My favorite is, well, there's so many fusion food I like, but Japanese and French fusion is just beautiful. So let me again talk about this force. We've done 3 forces now, and they can be in so many places, just everywhere. Let's do a chain style commencement form from the 36. That is a Peng force. That's a Loi force. Peng pushing, Loi redirect incoming force, and another Peng force. And this is turning around, and that's an amazing Loi force of chain style that is so cool. When you turn around, take the opponent's elbow and wrist, your one hand turn that way, so your spiral goes this way. The other hand goes this way. Your spiral goes this direction. And then you direct your force from the dantian. Your legs go one way, spiral this way, the other leg spiral. You have 5 different spirals in just this simple movement. Now that makes it so much fun to execute, to feel stretching the joints, to feel your chi move in different directions, and to really feel the principle is so important to power that. In the Tai Chi for rehabilitation, the extension movement, that's the leisure time code. When you go to the middle of Tai Chi for rehabilitation, then change style, leisure time code. So you can just see here, that is a life force, redirect incoming force. And it can be also another lot of reforce as your knee deliver energy coming together, again redirect incoming force, joining, getting ready, and that would be G force, pushing, squeezing, and then it deliver. At the last, this will be more like a Peng force, pushing forward and downwards. So in almost every movement, different forces are there. Swing style, leisure time code. There is, again, the Loi force, G force, or you can use it as Ong, which we'll talk about it later. That too can be a pressing for position, or can be pushing forward on. Swing style, single whip. What do you think? That can be a redirecting force, a Loi force. It can be also a Peng force. So at different times, you can also change it as long as you have that mental concept where the forces are and how you're going to execute that force. Then it's like driving to a familiar road in the open field with a beautiful mountain view. You are comfortable, familiar, and your internal energies are moving. And it just feels so good. That's why Tai Chi is so enticing, so engaging. So keep having fun, thinking, playing with it, and I look forward to see you the next session.